Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream. And Chelsea have done it. Guys, book those tickets to Istanbul. We're coming. Graham Potter's Magical Blues are coming for number 3. What a night at Stamford Bridge. Everything that could possibly go right went right. You know, thought it was going to be one of those nights early on where we missed a few chances that, we've seen this script, we've seen how this one plays out before. But when it mattered most, we stood up, we were accounted for. Players that have been under immense criticism, the likes of Havertz, Koulibaly, Cucurella, all stood up absolutely immense. Raheem Sterling, superb tonight. Actually, maybe not superb tonight, but, you know, coming up in a big moment, getting us a clutch goal when we needed it just before the break. And, you know, fair play to Graham Potter, my fucking manager. When it mattered most, he's come in and he's got, you know, he's got a lot of people off his back with this one, I feel. A massive moment from a lot of emotion at full time. A lot more animated on the touchline as well, but in general, just an absolutely superb night at the Bridge, performance of the season. Not really sure where that's come from, but Dharmesh, bro, great to have you as always, mate. I don't think we really expected that. I guess we thought we could do it. We've always got it in us, but so often this season, we've just seen this time and time again, either not turn up or just waste so many chances. But tonight, we got a little bit of luck. We rode our luck, which we'll get into, but we put in a really good performance, probably our best performance of the season.
Yeah, big up Charlie, big up the chat as well. Thanks for having me on again, bro. I'm so happy right now, man. Like, genuinely, like, I can't remember the last time I felt sort of this happy after a win. Like, maybe, I think AC Milan at home, that was probably the last time I genuinely felt happy about this sort of team and performance, but sort of the run that we've been through, the performances we've been putting in since that sort of Milan game, just been awful. And rightfully so, the manager's had a lot of stick, but I ain't gonna say nothing on him today. Like, you got it spot on today. Tactically got it right. You learned from sort of the last Dortmund game we lost and stuff. And yeah, there's nothing but praise from me today for all the players. But yeah, there's a few critical things here and there, but we'll go into later on. But I'm just so happy that we managed to get another win, man. 2 out of 2. And yeah, with all the pressure under Potter, man, I just hope he keeps proving people, including myself, wrong on why he should be the man for Chelsea, man. But yeah, from 1 to 11, bro, honestly, like, everyone was exceptional. Subs coming on as well were really, really good, man. Your player ratings, bro, it's going to be so easy, bro.
Mate, to be fair, there'll be a lot of high ratings tonight.
Yeah, deservedly so.
Mate, deservedly so. We did well tonight. I mean, the back 3, we stuck with it. And, you know, I've been championing on this channel a lot that, you know, we need to go back to the back 3 because it suits, maybe not long term, but it suits what we've got right now. When we haven't got a proper defensive midfield player, we have to go with this back 3. You know, we get the best out of Chile and James. It allows Enzo to operate a bit further forward. Midfielders to have slightly less responsibilities because there's an extra centre back in there. And the whole balance of the team just looks so much better. So I actually don't want to see this back 4 again until next season, really, because there's no need to go for it. Once Thiago Silva's fit again, he can come in. Kante can play in that 2-man pivot or whatever. It's the way to go. I mean, Dharmesh, your thoughts on the 3? I mean, I know a lot of people have been opposed to it, but actually, now that we went back to it, maybe circumstantially through injuries at the weekend, it's the way to go forward for the rest of this season for me.
If it ain't broke, like, what's that saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, sort of thing. Just like, yeah, like, just stick with it, man. What's that saying? I think I butchered.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That is it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like, yeah, but I think we should definitely stick with this back 3, man, because I think I either said on I think your stream or another stream that I was on that playing this back 3, you get the best out of Chilwell and James, which is so crucial for us. We've seen how crucial it was for us under Thomas Tuchel, how well we were doing, and then as soon as one or both of them got injured, we just completely collapsed in that way. So as long as we have them to fit and fire in, man, like, this back 3 system's perfect for us, man. Like, on the downside of it, you obviously don't get to see much of, say, Mudryk and Madueke, which is obviously a downside given the money we spent on them. But at the end of the day, it's about Chelsea and it's about the results that we grind out and the results that we get and the performances we put in. So yeah, I 100% with you on that, bro. Like, without a solid DM in our team, I want us to stick with this back 3 just so that we can cover sort of the defensive deficiencies and say Coven, Enzo and Zakaria, Ruben, and whoever in our midfield pivot, because I think it suits us really well. And yeah, man, like, I 100% want to see this back 3. I don't want Potter to go back to the back 4, to be honest. Obviously, if he has to for injury reasons, for example, then but like Cucurella today, man, like
he was
surprised.
unbelievable today. Like
So good.
on the ninth on the lineup itself. You know, that was probably the only one I was a little bit unsure of in terms of like,
Yeah.
probably personally in the preview yesterday, I was like, I would have gone with Chalobah just because Cucurella's been out the squad for the last 3-4 games, not played. He's had a difficult start to his Chelsea career. Fans have been
What a
getting
performance, though, man! Like a lot of people being on his back. I don't know why, to be honest.
I don't really know why either, but that's two things. Sorry, mate. It's a big vote of confidence from the manager in him, and then he's also repaid that tonight because that could have been one of those that if we went out and Cucurella had played shit, like that's easily one of those that could have come back to bite him in the arse, and would have been one you would have been heavily criticised for. Otherwise, now, you know, it looks like a great decision. But were you slightly surprised to see him get the nod? Because I've got to be honest, I knew there was a chance it could happen, but particularly on the left of a three as well, I wasn't so sure if he was going to go for it. But fair play, it was perfect. But yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised as well when I saw the lineup. That was like yourself. That was a sort of early position where I was like, oh wow, okay, we're not playing sort of Chalobah in that position. Like, okay, we'll just see how it goes. Like, you can kind of understand at the same time because we had to score 2 goals at least, which we obviously did tonight. So we kind of had to go with that sort of like attacking minded sort of centre back in a way which Cucurella did as well. He slotted into midfield at times as well, which made a key difference, I thought. To the game to sort of combat Dortmund's midfield 3 of Bellingham, Chan, and that. I think there's another Chan, isn't there?
Oh, they're Chan and Ozcan or something.
Ozcan or something like that.
Ozcan as well.
Yeah, so I thought Bellingham did not Bellingham. I thought Cucurella did well in that respect of dropping into midfield at times. And bro, his passing, man, oh my god,
mate, he was on it tonight.
His passing was sensational, man. Like some of those passes he was playing to Chilwell and through that left channel to Felix, man. Oh my god! Like,
yeah, he was doing really well. I mean, you know, actually, like, the fact that he's not played since West Ham, we've had at least 3 or 4 games, no minutes since then at all. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember calling. I think I might have called it 2-0 yesterday. Maybe that was a bit wishful thinking, but you know,
what's the lotteries tomorrow, bro?
No, mate, I've got no idea, no idea. Cover was class as well. Where did that come from? I don't really know, to be honest. I thought Cover, like at times in the first half, there were
10-15 minutes. I didn't think he was good at all.
Yeah,
but after that, man. Yeah.
After that, he was superb. You know, running things in the midfield alongside Enzo. It was really. I don't know where that came from. To be honest, it's weird, isn't it? Like how, like most of this season, we've not seen anywhere near these performance levels from these players. Certainly not as a collective, and yet suddenly. On this night, massive night under the lights, Stamford Bridge, Champions League, suddenly we've just pulled something out of the bag. But I don't want it to be like, oh, we've just done it because it's a big occasion. Like we need to use this as a catalyst to move forward. But I mean, even at times in that first half, though, mate, you know, first 10-15 minutes we started really well. We looked the best team, but then Dortmund grew into the game. They had a lot of the ball. They were causing us problems. And really, pretty much from the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of us, the next kind of 20-odd minutes, they were by far the better team. They were looking a lot more comfortable. They looked more like the home side. They didn't create an awful lot. But, I mean, mate, what were your thoughts when we were missing chance after chance? That one where Havertz hits the post and it rolls along across the face of goal. He missed another one. You've got Felix missing chances. You've got Koulibaly basically kind of, I don't know what he does, like blocks his own shot. Or I don't know what he was doing. And he just kind of, mate, what were your thoughts then? Because it's hard not to think, like, as I said before, you know, we've seen this before. Why can't we just put the ball in the net? It's like, I mean, we could have easily scored 4 or 5 goals tonight.
Oh, yeah, easily. I thought, I agree with you. Like, first 10, 15 minutes, I thought we were really good. But then I think there was a phase of play where Dortmund kept getting, like, throw-ins and fouls as well, which sort of helped them as well settle into the game. We rode that sort of wave that Dortmund were going to throw with us. That was always expected, to be honest. Like we all knew Dortmund were going to land a few punches themselves towards us, and I thought we rode that wave really well for at least a good 15 minutes. I thought Dortmund were really good in the game, and then that Kai Havertz chance where he hit the post, that was literally out of nothing. That was literally out of
he slightly mishit it. Yeah, he slightly mishit it, but I think that's probably what what
Did you miss
ended
it? I
up.
thought you did that on purpose. I
Because
thought you meant to hit it to the ground. I don't know.
maybe not giving him enough credit, but
Yeah.
I mean, look, at times we certainly run a lot, but we get the goal, and like that's kind of the luck we're talking about in terms of like typical in front of goal from a Chelsea player. And Sterling, who, to be honest, other than the goal, was having a terrible game up
Yeah.
until that point, like
Frustrating.
not timing his runs properly, like ruining all the attacks. But you know, that's the luck I'm talking about. You know, standard Chelsea attacker that completely misses the kick in the box, but luckily, kind of it works his way back to him, and it's a really good finish. But mate, just getting that first goal just before half time was so important.
Crucial.
You could almost say it was a bit of a turning point. You're going 0-0 and you're thinking, in fact, we've got to score 2 in the second half. Whereas when it's just 1, I mean that was so important for sure.
Yeah,
like
it's interesting
we had to get it.
It's interesting you mentioned that because both the timings of the goals were like really crucial. It was the 41st minute, I believe, and the second goal was the 48th minute.
Like
I think.
sort of five or so minutes into the second half.
Yeah, and it was kind of like reminiscent to sort of. I'm sure everyone in the chat and yourself probably watched the Liverpool Man United game where it was 0-0 for a while, and then Liverpool literally scored in the 41st minute, and then bang, straight away, second half they scored the second one, and that's when the sort of their momentum started to build. And I thought it was very similar for us, where that goal just before half time and just after half time were needed for us specifically, just because we know as fans, like, we don't score many goals generally anyway, and we managed
first
to bag
time we scored twice in a game this year.
It's Boxing Day, wasn't it? I think
since the 27th, since Bournemouth at home on December 27th. Wow. That's the first time we've scored 2 goals. We only scored 1 goal last month. We've got 3 now this month already, so we've tripled our goal tally from February already. But yeah, it was going at 1-0 and you're thinking like, despite the fact we're doing pretty well, Dortmund are still well in the game. They only need 1. But in terms of talk about our luck, obviously initially the penalty wasn't given, but then obviously the VAR intervened and made right decision for you. I think it's not arms not in a natural position at all, and it hits his hand, and it's not exactly been rifled in from close range. There is a little bit of distance there. Fair penalty for you?
Yeah, we've seen those given before loads of times. When you're just watching like other games apart from Chelsea, you've seen those sort of penalties given where the fullback tries to cross it in, and then they sort of turn their body like that with their arm out, literally like this. I'm just trying to show it on camera right now. Literally, they show it like that, and then just hits their arm like that. That's obviously an unnatural position. If it was down by their sort of sides like this and it hits them on the arm, I didn't think it was a penalty. But the fact that he had his arms out like that to sort
hit
of block
his hand as well.
Yeah, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Is that not a penalty? Surely that's a penalty, right?" And then you hear Peter Walton talk his rubbish as usual, and then give like 50 billion rules that we didn't know about. So yeah, and then obviously went to VAR, reversed the decision. Then I think rightfully so as a penalty, like biased aside, obviously.
No, I think it was, mate. It's one of those that you've seen it given so many times. You'd be absolutely fuming. Like if that doesn't get given as a penalty, then you're not going to get a penalty for a handball again. Like it's like I'm so glad that was given. But then, mate, do you think we got a little bit lucky? Really, as well. Again, that luck that I referred to. Obviously, Havertz steps up, first penalty as the new designated penalty taker. He scored big penalties in the past for us. Obviously, that one in the Club World Cup final was massive. But obviously, he sends the keeper the wrong way, but he hits the post. But I mean, how lucky are we with that encroachment? It's absolutely minimal. I mean, if you were on the receiving end like that, like Dortmund, but you'd be absolutely fuming with that being given. Like, I think we got really lucky with that.
Yeah, really fortunate with that sort of decision, because initially I thought it was the goalkeeper, because I always look at the goalkeeper first. So I thought it was the goalkeeper that was ahead of the line. That's what I thought.
That's what I thought as well. Because in the comms they were like, "Oh, what that's encroaching, is it?" And it was like, that's what I thought. I didn't even think he was off the line, but apparently it was the defender in at the
Sula,
top of the
wasn't
box.
it? But I think what it is, I think once you sort of make that run up for a penalty, nobody's allowed in the box, I believe. And I think once Havertz sort of stepped up that initial time, I think there was I think Sula was in the box technically, like charging basically, like about to run. And then I think if it comes off the post and then onto a Dortmund player, I think it counts as encroaching, because like I said, he was in the box just before that for the run up. So yeah, it's really weird. Like Peter Walton explained it as bluntly as he does always, but yeah. I
Yeah, I
couldn't
mean,
stand it, to be honest.
to be honest, mate, I do think we got a little bit lucky with that.
Oh
But
yeah, very fortunate. Yeah,
fair play to Kai Havertz in terms of having just missed to then take the penalty again moments later and then go the same way again as well. I mean, that was pretty ice cool from him. Massive pressure. And then
also, yeah. Also, just to say as well, I know myself, you, and other people have slandered Kai Havertz to hell
he
for
was
his
superb tonight.
performances, but credit to him, he was absolutely fantastic today. I thought I'm gonna say I think it was his best performance in the Chelsea shirt. I think
Yeah,
today.
well, mate, certainly one of them. Definitely his best performance this season. And we'll get onto him a bit more later, but it's just so frustrating because you see him do that, and you're like, well, what player have we been watching this season? Because we haven't seen that
Well, for the
once.
past 3 seasons,
Or
even
for the
bro, and
part,
even
like
the
we've
disallowed goal, like
yeah,
he took that
but
so
mate, the
well as
finish was
well.
superb in that. Like you look at it and you just think, well, where's that been for the last almost 3 seasons? Like we got to see it on a more consistent basis. We know that Havertz can pull something out of the bag on a one-off occasion, but that doesn't cut it at Chelsea. You've got to do it on a consistent basis now, and that's the next thing for Havertz is to kind of realize his ability and do that on a far more consistent basis. You can't be a Chelsea player scoring 1 in 10 playing as the number 9. You've got to find that form on a more consistent basis. But this is not a night to slander Havertz. He was superb tonight, but it's just so frustrating because you see that and you're like, well, why do we never get that on a regular basis? We just never get it.
I thought as well he played sort of like a different position to what he usually plays today as well. He was sort of dropping in as the sort of like number 10, and we saw Sterling up front quite a lot, and then sort of João Felix on the right, and then on the left, sorry, and Havertz on the right of that number 10. I thought there was loads of times where Sterling was in the middle, and I thought that that was interesting, like tactically from Graham Potter as well, sort of playing Havertz in that sort of floating 10. But then again, there's sort of interchange as well. So there's times where Havertz was up front, but I think most of his good stuff came from that sort of like inside forward position, which really worked out for him. And then with like Reece James providing the width as well on the right, which helped as well with sort of providing width and good deliveries and crosses into the box.
Yeah, no, it was, mate. It was massive, mate. It was massive. But yeah, I think but say a little bit lucky, but you take that luck. It's a sort of luck that we just haven't had over the last few weeks. The amount of games that we've lost or drawn that we should have won because we couldn't put the ball in the net or we had things go against us in terms of that little bit of luck. I think everything went for us tonight. And when you've been on a bad run, it just takes one game and one moment to get a little bit of luck, and hopefully that can kind of be the turning point. But it's a difficult position though. Like I know they're like that. The classic football saying like 2-0 is like sort of the worst position to be in because you don't know whether to shut up shop or try and go for a third. It's always a little bit It's always a little bit nervy as a supporter watching when there's about 20 odd minutes to go and we're going down that same route that we went down against Leeds. Obviously, Gallagher's energy.
Today, yeah.
Gallagher's energy was good coming on at the weekend. I thought it was good again tonight.
Yeah.
But you just feel a little bit nervy when you're shutting up shop because if that goes wrong and Dortmund
Risky.
get one back and it goes to extra time, you then look what we've got left on the pitch and you're thinking, fuck, like that could be a problem. Obviously, it's gone well tonight and it's fine, but like it's fine margins and it's kind of the risks you take. But I mean, what were your thoughts on it? I mean, I don't mind it so much, but really with maybe 10 minutes to go, I think with 20 to go, it's quite early, in my opinion, to start kind of shutting up shop.
Yeah, that's the sort of criticism I have. Only criticism I have of Graham Potter today is shutting up shop as early as he did, just like he did against Leeds, because like you said, it's risky because if we throw in all these sort of midfielders who aren't known for the goal scoring and Dortmund somehow scored, then we'd be screwed, honestly. Just like sort of the Leeds game where we shut up shop for the last like half an hour, which was risky as well. But Leeds are crap anyway. Like they were awful. I think that game just showed how awful Leeds were more than sort of us grinding a result. But yeah, that's sort of the only criticism I had of Graham Potter today was I think was a bit the substitutes earlier on in the game. I would like to see Pulisic and maybe Mudryk come on for like for like.
Mate, I'm surprised, mate. What do you think is going on with Mudryk? I mean, I don't want to read too much into it, but it does seem odd now that he's been unused sub for the last 2 games, and I've had people say to me like, oh, it's the back three system. It doesn't really suit him because they're not out and out wingers. But like Sterling is an out and out winger, and he plays all right there. You know,
I think because Sterling's played there before, like in sort of that centre forward.
maybe he just
like,
doesn't fancy
forward.
Mudryk. I don't really know what the answer is. But like, surely like playing what we're saying that Mudryk's going to barely play now because we're playing a back three. I mean. I find it a bit odd because I thought it would have been perfect. You know, a game on the stretch, high line, a lot of space in behind. Dortmund pushing for a goal. Mudryk's pace would have been perfect on a counter attack. So I am a little bit surprised that he didn't really play.
Maybe there's an injury we don't know about. Or...
Maybe we'll see him at Leicester. But you know, if you're fit enough to be on the bench, it means you're kind of fit enough to feature. Surely, if called upon.
Or maybe it's a Todd Bowley signing. It's not really Graham Potter signing.
Well, I don't know, but Graham Potter spoke to him on the phone. I mean, I don't really know. Yeah, Cucurella was good. Also agreed. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. You felt like there was goals in the team tonight. You know, it wasn't one of those where you think we're not going to score. You kind of felt there was definitely goals in the side, and we were going to get more opportunities. Should have had a pen in the first half. What was that for? I can't remember that. Max, you can put in the chat. I can't remember what that was. I think it's because Sula pushed Chilwell into the box. Yeah, quite possibly.
Was it the Havertz one where he
the
pushed
guy who cleared
Havertz?
it run into the D? Oh yeah, yeah, mate. I've just looked at this picture. You can actually see. I mean, I can't get it up on the screen now because it's on WhatsApp. I don't have WhatsApp on my phone, but basically, like, it does clearly show that Dortmund players are in the box.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Maybe that's fair enough. 100% agree with that. I think that's pretty much universal agreement. Need to see more. Yeah, we do need to see more. We've got to push on from this. He's going to be one of those big time players. Yeah, but we need consistency from him, you know, because we know we can't have this and then just for the next 5-6 games just be served up the same shit we've been served up all season.
Which I do expect to happen.
I fully expect him to be shit on Saturday, but you know that's for another time. Now we've got Ramadan Kante in the Champions League again. Yeah, mate, Kante back. Well, yeah, we will. Yeah, we will have Kante back in the quarterfinals. He should be fit to play some part then for sure.
Keep him ready for Liverpool.
Yeah, I want to see Madrid get more game time for Chelsea. Agreed. We've got a very good team. Just need confidence. Yeah, we do. We have got a good team. It's like obviously things have not been going so well at the moment, but we have got the makings of a very good team. I mean, Dharmesh, this is not, mate. We're not far away from being a decent team. We've got the players. We just need a few more pieces of the jigsaw, and a bit more time on the pitch together. But you know, it's the frustrating thing is why have we not been able to play like that all season? You know. Like if we could have played like that more often than not this season, we'd be right up. Not in terms of the title, but we'd be right up in the top 4 if we could play like that on a regular basis. I mean, I guess the big thing now is to see this kind of football on a more consistent basis.
Yeah, literally the two C's sort of sum that up in that comment: confidence and it was consistency.
Yeah,
those are the two main things.
Yeah. That's all it needs. I mean, yeah, I agree. The back three does offer versatility. I actually like the back three, and you can say can you win a Premier League with a back three? I don't know. We did it with Conte, but we're the last team to do that. We don't tend to see many teams win the Premier League with a back three, but
we won the UCL with it.
We won the Champions League with it. We've been decent with it. I just don't know over the course of a season. I mean, it does have its limitations, but it just seems to suit what we've got right now. And, you know, until we bring in someone like a Declan Rice or Moises Caicedo or whoever it turns out to be, there's actually no point playing a back four, sorry. Like the difference between us and the back three these last 2 games and compared to the games before the back four, it's for me, it's night and day.
The key is you get the best out of Reece James and Ben Chilwell.
That's the biggest thing. You get the best out of those 2 players. Did sort of cover that. I think maybe it just, I don't know. Pulisic
minutes because
Pulisic has been out for ages. Minutes. I mean, and these are the problems of juggling a massive squad. There's going to be players that don't get minutes. But when you're a sort of a £88 million signing in the January window, and you've not played for 2 games on the spin, you had 10 minutes against Spurs. Like it's a bit of a. I don't know if it's a concern, but you do have to start asking questions as to why Mudryk's not featuring more. I think you really do. Betting in period. Bit weird because all the media sources said Potter got on the. Yeah, they did. Mudryk lacks defensive duty. In last two matches, we need to defend once we play football in front foot. Yeah, maybe. I'm not really sure. Has Havertz got a twin? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like,
He's got Tom Riddle.
I don't know where that came from.
Charlie, you know Tom Riddle from Harry Potter?
Yeah, mate. I don't know. I don't know where it came from, but you know, I'm not going to moan about it because you know we thoroughly we needed that big time. Unpopular opinion, but I don't like this Enzo cover pivot. Love both of them individually, but together too similar.
I think in the back four, I don't like them together. But in the back three, I think it works.
I think in the back three, it's all right. I actually don't. Yeah. I actually don't mind it. I mean, I'd like to see the Enzo Zakaria pivot a bit more. See what that might be like. But I think Enzo cover pivot is not a disaster. But
especially if we're pursuing with his back three, and I think Cover's the captain now, isn't he? With
Silver well, at the moment he is. Yeah, just need a DM and a striker. Agreed. We need a DM and a striker for sure. The back three rely on RJ and Chile, both for injury prone. Once they get injured, season over. That's the problem. You know, I don't think you can rely on Reece and Chile to stay fit all season. But having said that, now that we've got Cucurella and we've got Malagusto coming next season, even if they were to get injured, yes, okay, they're perhaps not as good as those two, but they're still more than good enough to continue the system and enable the system to be effective. So I think we now actually have got that depth in the squad to where if we lose a Chile or James, whilst it's not ideal, you know, we can kind of cover it off and make the step up. And that depth's going to be important. Doug, do you think part of the reason why the back three has kind of fallen apart in the past is because we just haven't had the depth there to cover for James or Chilwell? Do you think now with Gusto coming next season and obviously Cucurella, who hopefully go from strength to strength after tonight, the system might not fall apart if James or Chile are missing?
Yeah, I think that was the key, was obviously both of them getting injured, and they were so integral to how we sort of play that system and how we build up attacks and sustain attacks through that system. So having them to fit in firing like they were today, you saw the difference. It was a sort of like a Thomas Tuchel like sort of performance of what we sort of witnessed in the Champions League before. So yeah.
It's a big performance. It certainly is. I weren't really expecting it, but those big European nights at the Bridge can really be special. I mean, mate, what did you?
Yeah,
go on.
No, I was going to say also the backups to sort of Reece James and Chilwell, in my opinion, aren't good for a back three. If they don't play as wing backs, so Aspilicueta can't play wing back. He's not good at it.
No.
Ruben's okay, I guess. I think he's pretty decent.
It's kind of all fill-ins, really.
Yeah, fill-ins, and then the left side, you've only really got
Cucurella and Chilwell,
who I don't think is a left wing back, to be honest.
Maybe Hall as well, potentially.
Maybe we haven't seen too much of him. Then obviously you can obviously shoehorn players in there. We've seen Raheem Sterling play left wing back.
I mean, it's not ideal, is it?
Want to see, but I don't know.
But yeah, no, I think we certainly got options now, and maybe the system won't fall apart in that way. I mean, what I was going to ask you was, mate, what did you think of the referee tonight? Because a lot of people not happy with the ref. Bellingham's come out afterwards saying, you know, he doesn't want to say anything because he's already been fined too much money. But he wasn't happy with the referee. I mean, mate, what were your thoughts on the ref? I mean, I don't think it was a great night for him. Particularly, you know, a lot of times he didn't let the game flow, stopping and starting it. You know, that time where we were on the counter attack and then we had a pretty good counter, he just pulls it back for a foul. Like, things like that. I mean, what were your thoughts on the ref? I mean, I don't think he was like absolutely shit, but it wasn't a great performance.
Yeah, overall, I did think it was a good performance from the ref. Like, I remember there was one where, and I think this was towards the end of the game or near towards the end, where I think Gio Reyna had the ball and I think he passed it and I think he just ran into, I think it was Reece, and then he gave the foul for that. And then I think we were on the counter and then he just threw that back. I was like, what? How's that a foul? Like, Gio Reyna literally just ran into, I believe it was Reece. I couldn't remember who it was, but they literally just ran into him. That's the one that sort of stood out. And then the mini fouls here and there, like, I thought were quite soft as well. And I don't know how that Wolf didn't get a second yellow, man. Like,
yeah, mate,
first for pushing Chile, then he just absolutely clattered into him after. That's surely 2 yellow cards, man. Like,
I mean, I thought, to be fair, I thought, you know, some of them are a little bit lucky, really. But
however, on the flip side, the encroachment stuff.
Yeah, mate, it's an interesting one.
I think that was more of sort of the VAR officials, whoever was in the actual studio doing that more than sort of the referee, I guess. Because
I mean,
VAR had to look at it.
This is a good point here. I mean, how much of a difference do you reckon this made? Brandt going off early.
He went off, yeah.
I mean, I completely forgot about that because he's been one of their best players this season. I mean, yes, Gio Reyna came on, a decent player, but I mean, do you think it would have made much difference?
I think slightly. I think we would have been a little bit more on edge. I think, but I think he had sustained the injury before, didn't he? Because he was getting strapped up, wasn't he? From his old sort of bandaging. So I think he got injured over the weekend. So I guess he wasn't fully fit. If he came off after 3 minutes, it was.
Yeah, he didn't last long at all. I reckon I mean, you can get injured that quickly in a game. Of course you can, but
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't fit.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but I think the ref was poor tonight. I really do. Mate, love this from Ben Jacobs reporting that Todd Boehly came straight down the tunnel at Stamford Bridge with a beer to embrace Graham Potter, the fucking boys.
He's trying to get to that British culture, man.
Mate, that's such an American thing to do, but you know, what a guy, you know, great mate. Beers with Boehly and Potter in the dressing room, mate. I bet it's a great.
What beer do you think they had?
Be right now. Oh, mate, I don't know. I don't really know actually. Mate, it's a good question that.
Estrella, definitely, bro.
Maybe
Estrella, definitely.
Maybe someone will find out. But yeah, no, that's
Charlie,
pretty...
can I ask you something? If that's all right. Yeah. You know, I'll just look at Reece James's Instagram post. He said 11 out of 12 ain't bad. ... Welcome to Stamford Bridge. What does 11 out of 12 mean? I didn't really get that.
That must be referring.
Let us know if they know.
Mate, I don't know. I don't know really what that's referring to.
I was just curious. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, interesting. I don't really know. That was a plus for sure. I actually thought that the goalkeeper Meyer actually did all right. I don't think he really made any glaring errors.
Wasn't that fault for you, the goals?
Dortmund best 3 players injured. Kobel, Brandt. Yeah, look, Adeyemi, I think, was a big miss to where they play. He was quite dangerous in the first leg, but on the balance of the 2 legs, mate, I actually think we deserve to go through. Just in terms of, you know, how many chances we created in that first leg. We didn't deserve to lose that first leg, if we're being honest. We got hit on the counter for a goal. And over the 2 legs, you know, with the amount of chances we created, I think we fully deserve to go through. And I think it's would you agree it's a fair result over the 2 legs?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Because those sort of 3 chances João Felix had in the first leg, would have been completely different if those went in. And obviously the chances we had today, the Kai Havertz obviously hitting the post. I think there was a couple others as well where we just can't remember all the chances, to be honest.
Well, Felix, Koulibaly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Koulibaly, Felix as well. I think Sterling had a couple as well.
Yeah, this is the encroach. Just to clear this up, this is the encroaching. You can quite clearly see in the top corner there. To be fair, I probably have to retract us being a bit lucky with that. Because that
in a way we kind of are in a way, like, because I don't know what it is. I don't know if referees or VAR don't really look at that kind of stuff, like as
is it? I think it's this. They would have won 12 on the spin because they won at the weekend, so it was 11 out of 11.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That
makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah, you can quite clearly see the encroachment in the top corner there. I thought it was referring to the goalkeeper, which is why
what I thought as well when I first saw it.
Which is why I thought we were lucky, but obviously, it's quite clear that we weren't lucky, and that was the right decision to give, I think, based on that. But I mean, mate, to be honest, not much else happened for the rest of that game. I mean, Dortmund a couple of opportunities. Mate, how surprised were you that Bellingham didn't put that chance away? You would expect a player of his quality to stick that in the back of the net. I know it's a little bit difficult, but mate, what were your thoughts on how Dortmund played for the rest of the game? They didn't really create too many opportunities.
No, it did nothing apart from that Bellingham chance. He should have scored that. Truthfully, it was literally like 5 to 10 yards out. Should have buried that one. Like, the player of quality he was, man. You definitely should have bagged that. But I can't remember any other chances they created, to be honest. Now that I remembered, actually, yeah, big shout out to Kepa as well, because that one save. Tonight. I think that save in the second half. I think was it from Marlon. I can't remember who it was.
Well,
towards the end of the game.
even that save in the first half from
The free kick, I was just about to get onto the free kick. Like, the free kick was a really good save, and
the free kick,
both crucial saves at crucial times. So yeah, shout out to Kepa for that, man.
Yeah, mate, it really good tonight.
I think quietly, arguably could be our player of the season after Thiago Silva.
Yeah, mate, he's had a superb season. He really has, and he stepped up. He stepped up when it matters the most. He's barely put a foot wrong this season. When he has errors against City and Fulham, he's bounced back from that, and he's really showing that he deserves to be the number one goalkeeper at Chelsea right now. But yeah, I mean, mate, we're through to the quarterfinals. I mean, I don't know who we're going to get. Because obviously we know that Benfica are through. So yeah, Benfica could be a possibility.
Enzo return.
Wouldn't be surprised, mate. To be honest, I wouldn't even rule that out. You would guess that Real Madrid will probably not throw that 5-2 lead away against Liverpool. Never say never in football, but you wouldn't, mate. To be honest, all the ties apart from the Real Madrid one are pretty evenly poised.
So obviously you've got Bayern, PSG, you've got Spurs, Milan, City, Leipzig, obviously
Inter Porto.
Yeah,
you've got Inter Porto as well, and I think that's it.
Napoli, Frankfurt as well.
And Napoli, you wouldn't want Napoli.
No, avoid Napoli and Madrid, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I would agree on that. What's this? It would be very hard for us now to not buy Felix. I don't know. Like, the fact of the matter is that we need a midfield player. We need a striker. If we can get Felix on loan again, but this time with an obligation to buy, so that we don't take up a large chunk of the budget signing him this summer, then I think that could be the best way to go. Only want Benfica or Spurs/Milan. I mean, I suppose if you look at it from an away day perspective, Chelsea have already been to Milan this season. I mean, there's obviously probably a great away day, but look at the others, Bernabeu potentially.
Imagine away day to Spurs, bro.
Mate, it'd be so
North London, man.
It would be so shit to have like a Champions League away day in North London or like Manchester or something. You want like a proper European time. This is the problem when you get
Benfica would be nice.
When you get so many players through, when you get so many English teams through, like it becomes a high probability that you're going to end up.
Do you know what? I really hope. Just for an away day reason, I hope Frankfurt get through, because I can imagine that away day being.
I think people that have done that, because we played them in the Europa League in the semi-finals, and apparently it's really good.
Yeah.
Apparently it's really good.
Or buy PSG maybe as an away day.
PSG would be good. Munich. Yeah, there's lots of them. Just going to bring up a few Graham Potter quotes from after the game, and then we'll get into the player ratings. So
you see Pice's tweet, bro, where he said Jude Bellingham gave Todd Bowley and Graham Potter a hug and a handshake after the match.
Yeah, I don't really know what to read into it. I don't know if that really means anything. Obviously, the conspiracy theorists will kind of be out on that one.
I was going to say, I wonder if you joined them for a beer or not.
Yeah, maybe he joined us. Who knows? But I mean, look, I take him at here. I think he's a phenomenal
player, man.
Quality player. Not his best night tonight, but he's a top player. And I certainly wouldn't say no to him at Chelsea. I mean, just on these Graham Potter quotes, to talk about the supporters. I think the supporters have been really fair with us. Supporters care. So when the results aren't what they want, they feel pain. They need to articulate that pain somehow to get rid of it. They've been really supportive. They really have. They've stuck with the team and helped us on the pitch. You always need a bit of luck. I'd say before the World Cup, we had 9 players out. If you have all these players out and tonight they had some players missing and that goes in our favour, I'm not going to complain about that at all. I think that's fair because, as you say, we've had a lot of injury problems. We've had a lot of issues, a lot of things that haven't gone our way, a lot of things that have made it difficult to pick up results. But ultimately, if we get a bit of luck and a few key players get injured on the opposition, you're not going to find us complaining about it because it has been really tough for us. It has been really tough for us. That would be class. Benfica would be class, to get one over on Rui Costa. Porto also a decent away day. Obviously, I'm not sure if they got enough to turn it over against Inter. Benfica are a very good team this year. Yeah, Benfica are a decent side this year. They are very good. Agreed. I don't really know where this. I'm not really sure if this happened like straight after the game or I'm not really sure.
I think Enzo gave you a shout to, I think, the young fan as well.
Yeah,
After the game,
he did. We got here. Jude Bellingham looked. I thought in the first leg Bellingham was pretty good. Second leg
I
tonight,
thought he was pretty decent today. I thought he was
not
all right
great,
today,
not
actually.
amazing today. Probably better in the first leg. But
yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah,
but ultimately, mate, he's a top player, Right, let's get into the player ratings. By the way, guys, keep smashing the likes on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Trying to get to 3K subscribers as quickly as possible. So please do hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed. Remember, you can also donate via the super chat function as well to guarantee your comment being read out. Any donations, no matter how big or small, are hugely appreciated by myself. So please do feel free to donate via that super chat function if you wish to do so. So yeah, let's get into it. Player ratings. I think it's going to be quite a few high ratings tonight, as we discussed earlier, mate. We touched on him before. Kepa, mate, really good. By the way, guys in the chat as well, get involved in the ratings as well. Whether you agree or disagree, or just put your numbers in anyway. Mate, Kepa tonight. I thought Kepa good tonight. Made important saves. Really good save from that Royce free kick. A good save in the second half where he got his wrist to it. I can't remember the shot. It wasn't Wolf. It was someone else. Maybe Marlon. Well, anyway, whoever it was. All right, picked up a bit of a silly booking for time wasting when there was still 25 minutes to go. But I mean, other than that, mate, didn't put a foot wrong tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like I mentioned before, the two saves were at crucial times as well, where the first half as well. I think it was before we scored the first goal. He made that save from the free kick. I thought his distribution was good. His talking at the back, his organisation when set pieces were coming in, I thought were really good. And made a crucial save in the second half. And yeah, the time wasted thing was annoying, man. Like
it was annoying. There was no need to do it with 25 minutes to go. But...
Exactly. So yeah, Kepa, I'll probably give. I think based on today, I'll probably give him an 8, bro.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'd give him an 8 as well. If he
didn't have to make any saves, then I'll probably give him and if he still kept a clean sheet, I'll probably give him a 6. But the fact that he actually
might take it down slightly. I go 7 point. I think 7.5 probably slightly fairer.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
mate. What did you make of Wesley Fofana? Because I thought again, since he's come back from injury, I think he's been superb in every single game. Mate, he was so good. I thought he was really good tonight. He looks calm, composed. He's good on the ball. He reads the game well. He tackles well. Mate, what a player we've got on our hands here. You sort of forget how good he is because he's barely played for us this season. Before the Southampton game, he hadn't played for us since October. So it's like having a new signing again. I mean, the kid's special, really good, and he's superb tonight.
Yeah, he hasn't lost sort of that recovery pace that he always had, given the injuries that he's had. So he was really good. His leadership on that sort of right hand side with say Cover, James, Fofana himself, and obviously Sterling, where he sort of commanded that right hand side really well as well. Dealt with the threat as well that was coming down sort of Giorena's side. He didn't have a sniff, to be honest. He pocketed him. So yeah, based on today, bro, he was really good again. Fully justifiable to keep his place in the team because why not? Like he's probably the best centre back we have at the moment on form. So yeah, I'd probably give Fofana probably give him a 7.
Yeah, I'd probably give him. Yeah, I think a 7's fair. I don't think he was the best of the back three, but I'd give him a 7. Let's move on to Koulibaly. He's coming for a lot of criticism this season. Found himself out of the side after Fulham away. Came back in for the first leg against Dortmund. Done pretty well. He wasn't great against Tottenham. Wasn't great against Southampton because he was subbed at half time, I think. But fair play to him tonight. Since we've gone to that back three, and he's stepped into Thiago Silva's role in the middle of that three, and he's really stepped up, showing all of his quality. It looks like the full Koulibaly's finally arrived for us, and we're seeing the player that we did sign, and it has taken them a little while, but it looks like we are getting there. I thought he was really good tonight. One of his best games for us. Obviously, that miss was bad, but it doesn't matter. We can forget about that. But yeah, mate, it looks like the Koulibaly we signed is finally starting to arrive.
Yeah, Koulibaly showing all of his Champions League experience. I think that was the main thing we needed tonight as well. At the back was experience, and he's experienced this as a Napoli player, going to hostile places, going to sort of ties where we're on the back foot and stuff. We need a goal and stuff, and he's just there, cool, calm, and composed. And I think these sort of Champions League games suit him in a way because the pace is not as quick as the Premier League. So, I think we can now sort of trust him to put in a good performance especially against Champions League sides. Maybe not Premier League sides, but yeah, I thought he was solid. I'll probably give him a
7.5.
Yeah, I was going to say 7.5 as well. I thought it was a little bit better than Fofana today.
Yeah, a little bit better. Let's move on to. I mean, he was named obviously man of the match as well. Cucurella was.
Really?
Yeah, Cucurella was named the UEFA man of the match. We did touch on him earlier, mate. What's a performance from him? Hopefully, this can be the beginning of Cucurella's career because there was big pressure tonight to come in and after a few games out the squad completely, first minute since West Ham, to come in on the left side of a back three. And, big trust put in you by the manager and to repay him and the fans and whatnot. This was massive from him tonight, mate. Do you hope this is now kind of the kickstart of Cucurella's career and at Chelsea and he can really push on from here? This is kind of like the moment that he arrived.
Yeah, the position going into this, obviously we're all kind of skeptical because of the performances he's been putting in that sort of that left sort of centre back position. I remember he saw against Villa, he was awful that game.
It was terrible that game,
and that sort of side with Chilwell as well. So that sort of chemistry building on that side, he was phenomenal on that side, man. Like I mentioned before, some of his passing, bro, into sort of breaking lines, man, from like defense to midfield, sometimes into Felix as well. It was so good, man. Like. Yeah, and then I think someone in the chat said as well, like this guy got booed off as well against West Ham.
No, a couple of times he's been booed off. Yeah,
and the fact that he's sort of come back from that psychologically, I know he's come out as well that he's had quite a lot of health issues. He obviously had the robbery as well at home.
Yeah,
there's a lot of personal stuff going on.
Yeah,
so yeah, hopefully this could be the start. I think in the back four, I think if and when we do sort of revert to that, I don't know if I'm not sure if I trust him over Chilwell, but yeah, it's a
good rotation option, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good. I think we're sorted for the left hand side. Honestly, like no concerns on the left hand side. I think. I just don't know if he'd stay in the side though with the left centre back in the league. Like Badiashile will probably.
Oh, he won't. No, he won't in the league. No, he certainly won't. But he'll rotate with Chilwell for minutes.
Yeah. Which I can kind of see, but I think just based on tonight, bro, he was sensational, man. Like really good.
I think
he was stepping into midfield at times as well. Like some of his aggressive tackles as well, timed most of them correctly.
Might give him an 8.5.
I was gonna say 8.5. Yeah,
8.5
fully justified.
Let's move on to Reece James back in the side after precautionary being left out on the weekend. What did you make of Reece, mate? I thought personally pretty good tonight. Didn't get involved in the game that much in the first half. Yeah. Could have got involved a little bit more, but second half he was good. He was getting up and down that flank. He was everywhere. Thought this was pretty good from Reece, to be fair. Not his absolute best, but this was a good performance.
I think a solid defensive performance from Reece. There was I think there was one instance in I think it was the first half, might have been where I think a ball came in from the right. I think it was from the left or the right hand side. I can't remember where, but he covered really, really well. Like he was watching his runner the whole time, and I think he just passed it back to Kepa. That was really crucial because I think their winger would have sort of got in. I think it was Royce actually was marking. He would have probably had a clean through on goal. So yeah, I thought Reece James. That's one instance where I thought Reece was good, aggressive as well defensively. His offensive play I thought was a bit non-existent today. I don't remember anything he really did offensively, but
there wasn't a lot offensively today.
Yeah, but I thought he was really good. I thought he was solid defensively. I'll probably give him a
7.
I'll probably give a 7 for him actually. Yeah,
I think this is also a fair point. He probably is still getting back to full fitness. I think a 7 is.
By the way, that tackle from Bellingham, man, that was horrific, man.
Oh, it was his knee, wasn't it? Hit the knee. Yeah. I think a 7. I'd give him a 7. I think a 7's fair.
Yeah. And there's still more to come from Reece as well. I think this is the best version of Reece we can.
There's a lot more to come from Reece. I think a 7 is definitely fair. Let's get that up. 7, mate. Chile, mate. I thought again superb tonight. Him and Cucurella with Havertz probably the best players on the pitch.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, was he? Malagusto was at the game tonight. Fair.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
well, mate, seeing some decent football for once. What did you make of Chile, mate? I thought uttered best
Oh, his
performance in a
energy.
long time for Chile, mate. He was so good, energy up and down the pitch, shit housing, getting involved, causing a few issues. Mate, he was fantastic tonight. I know Cucurella got mad at the match, but Chile was
Wasn't
equally
far off. Yeah.
wasn't far off it at all, mate. How good is it to have Ben Chilwell, the best of Ben Chilwell, back in the team again?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm surprised of how sort of good he's sort of come since coming back from his hamstring injury and sort of the I think coming back from his ACL actually, I wasn't convinced on Chilwell. I thought, oh my god, I think he's possibly finished at the top level because it just wasn't the same Chilwell we saw. But coming back from that hamstring injury, I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know if it's you, but I just think he's upped his game a lot. Like he looks
Mate,
so much better.
I think the back three is massively helping him as well.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. He his energy is just non-stop. I think there's one clearance where he made. I think it was. I don't know if it was going in or not. I think it was a shot from the right or left hand side. I couldn't remember. And then someone cut in, and then Chilwell got his head to it. I thought that was really crucial because I think that was going in.
Yeah, mate, he
into
was
the goal in the second
outstanding
half.
tonight. And
some of his crossing, bro. His corners, man. Like I can't remember. Like if Chilwell was this good at crossing and corners, his crossing and corners have improved so much, man, over the past since he's been here. I think I don't know if you feel the same, but I feel like his deliveries into the box are so good, man.
I think he's been class. I mean, I don't know if we should give him a better rating than Cucurella. I suppose I think a 9 could be. I think a 9 could be fair for Chile.
If you want to go for a 9, bro, I'm happy with that. To be fair,
I think we should do it, mate. I think we should do it. I'll just quickly read his numbers out. He had 100% of his tackles won, 51 touches, 4 duels won, 1 possession 4 times, created 2 chances, 2 clearances, 2 shots, and 2 fouls won. A very good night's work for Ben Chilwell. Mate, let's move into the middle then. Let's get through these, mate. Enzo, what did you make of him tonight? Kind of a big night for him, mate. He was good tonight. I've had a few people say that they didn't think he was that good. I thought he was pretty
solid,
good.
Man.
I thought he was solid tonight. Mate, these are kind of the nights that we signed him for. And yeah, he stood up, he delivered, he was there when we needed him. Breaking the play up, getting involved, decent range of passing. Mate, pretty pleased with his performance. I don't know if he was as good as Cover tonight, but he wasn't far off.
Oh yeah, Enzo was good, I thought, man. And no player won more possession more times in the Champions League tonight than Enzo. 10 times apparently, according to Scorecard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought he was good, man. Enzo was just class, man. I think he's one of those players where you don't really fully appreciate what he does on the pitch just because he doesn't really get a goal or an assist at times. But yeah, he was good, man. Controlled that midfield at times as well. Good passes, good intricate plays here and there, releasing the ball at the right times as well. I can't remember if he had any shots today actually, because he usually has a shot in him.
He usually does, but yeah,
I don't think he did today. But I think more of his defensive work was good. His energy was good in midfield, man. I've got no worries about Enzo Fernandez sort of settling in at Chelsea. So yeah, I'd probably give Enzo a solid 7.
Yeah,
a 7 or 7.5. Yeah, good. Yeah,
I'll probably just give him a 7.5. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Cover. Pretty good from him tonight, apart from the first sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes. He looks a bit ropey, made a couple of errors that we kind of got away with, but
yeah,
from that point on,
especially in the first half, yeah.
I mean, from that point onwards, mate, he was superb. He was everywhere. He was all over the pitch, getting stuck in, good passing, making things happen. Really good performance from Cover tonight. And we haven't said that a lot this season. It's been a difficult season for him. He's not been performing at the top level, but yeah, tonight he was. I thought he was really good.
Yeah,
the cover that we know is that we know is there.
Yeah, proper captain's performance, proper experienced performance from a person who's won 4 Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of a part he's played in all of them, but yeah. I mean, yeah,
it's still good to have in your CV, isn't it?
Still good to have on a CV, mate. Yeah, still got the medals,
and he's learnt off the likes of like Modric, Cruz, I believe Casemiro as well. So he's got all that experience in him, man, and it's crucially needed. I believe he won the Europa League with us as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, European experience as well, which was needed. Just likewise with Koulibaly. Solid performance. Got away with one though in the first half, where I think Bellingham, I think it was Bellingham or Chan, I can't remember who it was. intercepted him when he tried to do one of those dribbles.
Yeah.
And then we almost paid the price for it. But other than that, bro, I thought he was solid, man. I'd probably give him a 7.5 as well. Yeah, same as Enzo. I thought they were.
I thought there wasn't an awful lot in it.
Robbed off an assist as well. Sterling was just offside, wasn't he?
Yeah, Sterling. Let's move on to Sterling. Yes, he got that all important goal, the really crucial goal. But up until that point, mate, he was awful. You know, he was like the chances were like he was caught making all the attacks stop. You know, he couldn't time his runs properly, and they were like easy runs as well. They were runs where you should just never be offside from. He improved a bit in the second half, but I mean, ultimately it doesn't really matter because we won. But Sterling, for me, probably along with Felix, I guess probably the two worst on the pitch. If like, because I can't really think of a better way to phrase it, but
yeah,
they were probably the two that were the lowest level performers. Do you think that's fair on Sterling?
Yeah, I think this is a typical Raheem Sterling performance. If you've watched him sort of play since the time he's been in the Premier League, I think this is just typical of Raheem Sterling, where he'll do a lot of good stuff, but at the same time you'll be like, "What the hell are you doing, Sterling?" It'll be one of the two, and yeah, I thought some of his timing of the runs weren't that good, in my opinion.
Yeah,
offside quite a lot.
Mate, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for being offside on those runs.
Yeah, especially with the first sort of minute where Havertz
so much space, like, mate, as well for those runs. They're not even. It's not even like it's tight or anything, and they're just minimal offsides as well.
And then there was, I think, literally in that moment he kind of froze. He didn't know what to do. I was like, "What? I don't know what to do in that situation." It's like you either just try and take around the goalkeeper, or try and attempt a shot, or just wait for a teammate and square it. Like, he just completely froze. But
yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
I expect this from Sterling. I expect really good things from him, but I expect really, really bad things from him at the same time.
Mate, so for every good thing he does, there's a couple of shit things.
Yeah, and I think that's just what you get with Raheem Sterling, and this is why, like, he's such a strange player, because I keep banging on about it, but he's got 100 goals as a winger, and not many people in the Prem have that. And that's something we've got. So
only 3 players have scored 100 goals under Pep, and it's him, Aguero, and Messi. Like,
exactly.
He's got ability, but like, you know, it's one of them, isn't it, where like he'll do something good, and then it'll be followed up by a couple of shit things, and that's just kind of just what you get from Sterling. But
I thought his sort of hold up play was quite good as well. He's quite strong on the ball, which I'll give credit him for today, where he's usually a bit barged off the ball a bit easy. But I thought his hold up play and his strength was quite good today. I thought there were a couple of times where he dribbled past a few people, got stuck in a few times as well, held off a few defenders. That's what I thought anyway. But yeah, I'll probably give Sterling
I'd probably give him a 6.
Ooh, a 6.
Or maybe a 6.5. Maybe that's slightly fair. Yeah, I think a 6.5.
We have to remember he scored a goal for us, man.
He did score a goal for us, but like everything else was not great.
Yeah.
João Felix faded again. I think was a bit of a bright start, but again, as we've seen so often in his short Chelsea career to date, that, you know, he does tend to fade. Influence on the game was not as big as it was. Had a decent opportunity to score. What did you make of him tonight? I mean, I don't really think he was at his best.
Yeah, Felix, some good moments at the same time, but I wouldn't say bad moments at the same time as well. But like you said, he just faded second half, just wasn't getting the ball. I think there was one instance of dribble of play where he did quite well, and he set, I think, Ruben or Reece free, which was quite good feet and stuff. But I think with Felix, I think we've got to expect not to get a lot of goals and assists from him, because I think he'll be one of those players where he'll create a lot for us and create a lot of pre-assists for us in a way. So yeah, I'll probably give Felix a 6, bro, if I'm being honest today. Not to doubt his ability or anything, but I just don't know what kind of impact he had on the game, apart from those sort of
he didn't really have much. Didn't really have much of an impact on the game, if we're being totally honest. He looked disappointed to come off. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, I don't think he could have too many complaints. I'd probably give
a 6.
Felix a 6. Was Felix worse than Sterling?
In my opinion, I thought he was, in my opinion anyway, just based off tonight. I think the 0.5 for Sterling is purely based
the
on
goal.
the goal. Yeah,
Otherwise, they would have been about the same rating.
about the same. Yeah,
I think Sterling 5 and Felix. Are you really having Felix same as James, Fofana, and Sterling, only 0.5 less than them? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe it's a six.
Because even Reece, I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was amazing.
Maybe
in a way.
we swap these. Maybe we swap these round. Maybe go 6 for Sterling and maybe a 5.5 for Felix.
Yeah, that could work as well. Yeah,
just based on the goal. Let's move to Kai Havertz.
Can't believe we're going to do this rating, mate. I can't believe it.
Best performance this season, arguably best performance in a Chelsea shirt.
100%.
He was superb tonight. Everything was great from him. Unlucky with the shot that hit the post. Scored a great finish from the one that was disallowed. Great composure to score from the spot twice. He was everywhere, mate. I thought he was really, really good tonight. And as we said earlier, it's just so frustrating we can't see this from him on a more consistent basis. Maybe this could be this kickstart and the catalyst that he needs to move on. But it was an amazing performance from him. Mate, I think we were all surprised and shocked to have seen it. But mate, I'd probably give him about a 9 or something. I mean, I don't know where that performance came from.
I was just shocked of how good he actually was. And 100% this is the best performance in Chelsea shirt, like over the past sort of 3 seasons he's been there. Some of the flicks he was doing, some of his passes. I think the key thing for me was the patience as well in sort of those number 10 positions where he was holding onto the ball as well perfectly, quite strong as well. Holding off players, good intricate plays as well. I thought that was really key. And obviously took the penalty well as well. Massive bollocks for stepping up again to take the penalty. Unfortunate not to have that sort of goal in the first half being allowed. So we just want to see consistency from Havertz, man. We want to see every player at Chelsea succeed, but it's just giving us reasons to sort of doubt him in a way, which is fully justified. But apart from today, I thought he was superb, and just want to see him continue to do that against Leicester, against the likes of Liverpool, against whoever we've got coming up and stuff in the Champions League as well. So I'd happily give Havertz a 9 today, just purely based on today. He was superb today.
He was absolutely fantastic today, and I think that's pretty fair. I think it is pretty fair. I bet you that is what he's like in training. I bet you this is what he's like in training. Why he's been getting it. Maybe he is really good in training as well. I mean, let's see if he can do this on a more consistent basis. But on tonight, absolutely superb. Best performance in a long time. Arguably, as I said, his best performance in blue. Seems like a pretty good place to round this one out. A fantastic night at Stamford Bridge, one of the great nights under the lights in the Champions League. Atmosphere fantastic. The boys pulled it out of the bag. Everyone's superb. The manager, the staff, the players, everyone to a man did their job. And a great night at Stamford Bridge. And Chelsea advanced to the Champions League quarterfinals. We'll have to wait a few weeks to find out who we're going to play because of how they.
Because next week
they spread it out. Yes, I think we've got to wait at least a week or so. Just to find out our fate for the last 8, but we're in the last 8, and hopefully this can be a turning point for Graham Potter, a turning point for Chelsea, and we can really push on for the remainder of the season, try and finish as high up as the table. And who knows, maybe we could add that 3rd star. But tonight's all about enjoying 2 wins in a space of 3 days. Hopefully the momentum's building. Hopefully we can push on from here and round out the season on a positive note. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for getting involved in the chat as always. Really appreciate your support. Please make sure you smash the likes on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Dharmesh, thanks for your time, bro. Great to have you on as always. CFC Pez Lord, bro, big up. Thanks for the donation. Massively appreciated there. Big up, bro. Really appreciate that. Come on the Chelsea, up the Chelsea. We go to Leicester on Saturday afternoon. I was gutted not to be there tonight. Real disappointment, but you know, you can't get to them all. I'll be at Leicester on Saturday, guys. Loads of content coming for the Leicester game, Leicester preview with opposition fan, the Leicester preview in general, match vlog, etc. So we've got a lot of content coming for that Leicester game. Pez Lord, respect my guy. Thank you for the donation. Have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I'll be back on Thursday with the opposition preview for Leicester. So enjoy your day tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Graham Potter's Magical Blues are coming to Istanbul for number 3. Up the Chelsea. Catch you again soon.